there. Thank you for joining me for That's the Way It Is. I'm your host, DC. Everybody's talking about the speech that Barack Obama had given, and people are stating their concerns, and that's those that watched it. From what I understood, it wasn't like the most televised watched program of the evening. Probably not even not in a while anyway. But he goes in, and like I said, if you watch my videos, I didn't watch it. If I want to be lied to, I want to be lied to someone who I know and I expect to lie to me. And that's just how I feel about it. I don't hate Obama or anything like that. Respect the position, but I'm not a big fan of the beliefs that he has, or even his mindset, to be honest with you. Anybody that thinks that, and I'm not a big fan of people who think they're better than me anyway. Because, like I said, I don't think anybody's better than anybody. I believe in one race as a human race, and that's how I vote. And that's how I look at life. But with all that being said, in his speech, he says that this is going to be the year of change. He's going to, it's going to be a year of actually doing things and things being done. And if he has to use the executive order, he will do that. Now let's go back to that. If he has to use the executive order, which he is not a stranger to, he's done it a few times before, quite a few times before, that he will bypass Congress and he would do this. Now, we vote for all these people to represent us. Now, we don't vote for them to dictate us. In other words, to push what they think on us. That's not what we put them in office for. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's just the way it is. Now, but we're going to talk about the executive order he talked about, because, when I first heard about executive order, I'm like, what in the world is that? And really didn't know. So, I took some time and I looked into it a little bit, and there's a whole lot to this. Now, the executive order is Article 1, Section 1, Clause 1 of the Constitution. Okay, and in this here is an act that the president will use for emergencies and waging war. That's right, emergencies and waging war. Not to push your agenda on the American people, which is what's being done. And and people may say, well, you know what, you're wrong. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. That's what it's there for. But but in the same respect, at one time there was no limitations on this. Now, the first person who ever used executive order is George Washington, and he and it wasn't even called an executive order then. It was just an order. So the things that we do now is, it's just mind-boggling. But and I would think that he really had, because all I've read about him and all the documentaries I've seen, I think he was a pretty fair guy, for that time period anyway. But all that changed in the 1900s. When basically in 1952, when Harry Truman wanted to take over the steel mills, by saying that they need to be, basically under the federal government, the Supreme Court ruled for, said that was unconstitutional for what he's trying to do. That's right, the Supreme Court ruled against Harry S. Truman, saying that, you can't force these people to be up under the federal government. So, I give kudos to you guys, because you're exactly right. Why do you think you have the right to be a dictator when that's what, when that's what the colonists got away from? That's what we as the American people don't want, is a dictatorship. And in a way, I feel like with these executive orders, that's exactly what's going on. Now, I think the executive order needs to be wiped out, at least until Obama's out of office. You know, and granted, all presidents have used this. You know, it really went unnoticed up till the 1900s. Basically, from my opinion, until 1952, when the Supreme Court had to step in. So really, people didn't even. I mean, it went on like it was a normal day, you know, everyday thing. And people really didn't care much about it. But times has changed. Now we got somebody in office who uses it like opening up one of his pack of cigarettes. You know, he's like, I opened up a new pack. Whoops, I got to get an executive order out. It's like an agreement. If I open up a pack of cigarettes, I got to do another executive order. I mean, that's crazy. And it's ridiculous. And, you know, we as American people should not have to put up with that. But hopefully, you know, the elections are coming soon, and, you know, the Republicans are looking at this as one of the things that they believe is going to turn the tide, just like with the immigration. You know, they said that at this time, we're not going to make a decision on that. We're going to wait till next year. Basically, we're not even going to wait while your butt's in office. We're going to wait till you're out of office, and we'll make a fair and just decision on that. Now, as far as the immigration, and I think that's what he's going to try. One of the things he's going to do is push the immigration, you know, immigrants on us, the ones that's over here illegally. You know, and he's not even caring about the job force. You know, how doing so would not only put some people out of office, I mean, not out of office, but out of a job, but will also put more people on things like welfare. I mean, he's not even thinking about all of that. He's thinking about what he can do to run this country. And, you know, I think that especially after like that first year of him being in office, I think they should have took the executive order out, where he would not even been able to use it. But, you know, I guess they can't do that. They didn't do that. And now we, the American people, have to suffer the consequences. Thanks for joining me. You have a wonderful day.